Evernight goddess stands higher than the cosmos and more eternal than eternity. The mother of concealment, the empress of misfortune and horror, mistress of repose and silence.
The dragon has 3 heads. One to be a murderer who will unleash death. One to be a monarch whose crown will weigh heavy. And one to be mad whose ideas will change history.
Lord of the Mysteries, there is one person who isn't talked about enough. The first from the modern era out of the Saphira Castle. She helped cause the death of the ancient sun god at his request, led to the fall of the Antigonus family, and she is Klein Moretti's blesser and protector. Praise the mother of concealment, praise the empress of misfortune and horror, praise the lady of repose and silence, the Evernight goddess, the goddess of misfortune.
I am the veil that separates dreams from reality, the shadow that lingers when the world sleeps. In the quiet of the night, I whisper forgotten truths to those brave enough to listen.
Who would win in a fight between Amon and the Evernight goddess? This question really depends on which version you are talking about. If you're talking about current Evernight versus current Amon, Evernight absolutely destroys because Amon right now is only an angel. However, if you're talking about peak Amon versus peak Evernight, I would say Amon wins pretty easily. And that's because when Amon was the strongest in the Fool's Gambit, he was at the level of a half-great old one. Amon had full control over the door and arrow pathways and partial control over the Saphira Castle Sephiroth. Evernight at her strongest only has one pathway, which is the darkness pathway that's fully accommodated, and it has the death and twilight giant pathways which are not fully accommodated. Evernight probably hasn't digested the other pathways just yet because in Koi it says that she's in a pretty delicate spot right now. If we're selecting both Amon and Evernight at like medium strength, for example, both of them being a dual sequence true god with no Sephiroths, I believe Evernight would win against Amon. And that's because she has a perfect toolkit to counter Amon's abilities. For example, her concealment powers are perfect to counter like error abilities, and her probability manipulation through her authority of misfortune is perfect for countering Amon's ability to steal anything. So in conclusion, Evernight wins currently, and she wins when both of them are dual sequence true gods, while Amon wins when both of them are at their peak strength.
A 1,000-year-old plan of deception, one which led to the death and defeat of the Twilight Giant beneath a dim sky, a plan perpetrated by none other than the mistress of misfortune. It's no wonder that Klein thinks that when it comes to horror, the adamant and the humble inferior to the goddess.
Amonizes, also known as the Evernight goddess, is often portrayed as a benevolent and compassionate deity. However, there is a dark side to her that the Evernight Church does not want you to see. Those who have stood up to her have mysteriously vanished, such as Mr. Dor Bethel Abraham and Antigonus. Many believe that their support of the Tudor Empire and their refusal to believe in the Orthodox deities led to their deaths. Others who have opposed Ameneses have been slaughtered outright. The Evernight nation was systematically wiped out by the Church of Evernight, and their leader, Mother of Sky, was captured and turned into a plaything of the goddess. Ameneses' cruel nature was first shown in the second epic when she massacred the ancient god Phlegrea and her kin for power. Ameneses' dark side is also evident in her actions during the third epic Cataclysm era. She led the kings of angels in a betrayal of the ancient sun god, unleashing devastation on the eastern continent. Her divine power can still be found in the forsaken land of the gods, a testament to the havoc she has wrought. Ameneses is not the benevolent and compassionate deity that she is often portrayed as. She is a cruel and power-hungry goddess who is willing to do whatever it takes to achieve her goals. Those who oppose her should beware, for she will stop at nothing to crush her enemies.
A lot of LoTM fans don't realize how broken the Evernight goddess truly is, and is probably able to submerge the entire universe in still and unchanging darkness. She can extinguish fundamental concepts such as space, time, and even death. She holds authority over the darkness, Twilight Giant, death, pathways, and all of their associated concepts. Evernight can collapse space and time into a single point, manipulate the flow of time, and influence fate and destiny. She can erase people from existence, banishing them to concealed realms beyond reality. She can manipulate the 12-dimensional material world, along with higher realms such as the spirit and astral worlds whose very nature is said not to be bound by dimensionality. Her gaze alone can instantly kill. She can control time, decay foes with just her presence, and manipulates souls, minds, concepts, information, and fate. She rivals beings like Lumion who can throw objects across the universe. She's faster than others, who can traverse infinite distances within the spirit world where time overlaps, by the way, to places such as the Seven Lights and Sapphire Castle. She can also use the spirit world and astral world to instantly traverse reality. So yeah, I would say she's pretty fast. By the way, everything that I've said so far is just a glimpse of her true power.